Social Security. This month is actually dedicated to raising awareness on the topic, but a lot of people still don't understand it or what it can do or not do for them in the future. We're talking about that this morning, a little Social Security 101 with Ralph Hicks, the president of the Hicks Advisory Group, and his son, David Hicks, who just happens to be the vice president. Good morning, guys. Thanks for coming in.
Appreciate it.
Okay, Social Security 101. What do we need to know? I think when I think of Social Security, my biggest question is it going to be around when someone our age retires?
You know, that's a great question, and we get that almost every single day that we talk to somebody about Social Security. And we do think it's going to be there. We think it's going to change. We think for those going into retirement, it's going to be there for sure. And there's some strategies that are available now that people need to be aware of and understand how it works is so critical. But for our younger generation, it's going to be there, but it's going to be there's going to be some tweaks made.
Okay.
And I don't know if I would completely make sure or completely hope
Count
that it's
on it.
count on it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. So we'll talk more about younger folks in a minute. But first, Ralph, let's talk about older folks, people who are, say, on the verge of retiring. What do they need to know about Social Security?
Well, we urge them to get what we call a Social Security maximization report. People generally don't know much about it, so they push the button at 62 and start receiving it, or 66. And every once in a while, they work to 70 and they wait a while and they push the button over there. They think there are only 3 starting dates. They don't know anything about strategies. They don't know anything about how to maximize what they're going to receive. So as a result, they often lose tens or hundreds of thousands of receivables over time.
And that's why we dedicated August as Social Security Awareness Month, just for that reason. Because if you're not aware, you could be losing out of tens of thousands, if not hundreds of
So
thousands.
you're telling me this is money that people could be getting that they're losing out on because they're, for lack of a better word, they're ignorant of the issue.
Yeah, they don't understand any strategies at all.
Okay.
And they just start it, and that's that.
Okay, I think that's what my mother did. I tried to tell her, I pushed her. She's older than 70 now, but I kept telling her, and my father said, you got to talk to someone about this, and they were afraid. Do you find that a lot, that some older folks who maybe didn't grow up with a lot of money don't understand it and they're afraid of the whole issue?
Yeah, I think that's true. A lot of older folks don't really want to talk about their finances to anybody, and they particularly don't want to take advice from their children.
Yeah. So you all have these free kind of clinics or help sessions to talk people through, whether they're our age or whether they are a little bit older.
Any age, really.
Yeah, any age, really. And Social Security affects most everybody. If you're working, you're putting into Social Security right now, and you're going to have a benefit when you get older and when you retire. So these workshops that we have 7 of them around town, east side, west side, and we actually have one tonight at UNM West campus in Rio Rancho.
And these are free?
These are free.
Yep.
Anybody can show up?
Anyone can
Do
show
you
up.
need to take paperwork with you, or is it more of just an informational session?
No, it's more informational. We're actually going to give workbooks and help give a good overview of how Social Security works, and then obviously everyone's situation is different, so we want to get them a specialized, customized report specifically for the situation.
Okay, you want to find out all about those workshops, head to our website at casa.com, click on the Casa blog. One last quick question for you. How is Social Security going to be solvent in the future? I hear a lot about this. You hear a lot out of Washington and lawmakers talking about this. There's not going to be enough money. There's not going to be enough money that basically young people are paying for older people's retirement, and there's just not going to be enough later in the pot.
That's right. We actually have a solution for that.
Yeah, we do. As you know, there's a payroll deduction from your paycheck and mine for Social Security. Under the current revenue stream, these benefits would start to have to be reduced by 2033. They could only pay 85% of this, then they could only pay 75% of that. There's going to have to be something done. The longer the politicians wait to address the issue, the more painful it's going to be for everybody. If they address it sooner rather than later, we can fix these problems. A slight increase in the payroll tax, and nobody likes to talk about tax increases.
No, they do not.
Politicians do not, and taxpayers do not.
Right.
But a slight increase in that, about 1.44% for an employee, 1.44 for the employer, that little bit right there would make it solvent for 75 more years.
Okay, so basically you just got to do something, do it sooner rather than later, and you can't save it.
Exactly.
Right on.
Okay, David and Ralph Hicks, Hicks Advisory Group, thank you so much for coming in again. Find out about their free workshops at our website, casa.com. Click on the Casa blog.